Indigenous leaders and community members are in Digby tonight for a meeting regarding the regulation of cannabis dispensaries in Nova Scotia. Back in December, Justice Minister Scott Armstrong issued a directive to RCMP to take a stronger hand in enforcing the province's cannabis laws. Ella MacDonald joins us live from Digby to discuss this further. Ella.
Sky, we're in Digby where we're just moments away from a Micmac Rights Association meeting to discuss the sale of cannabis in Nova Scotia. And of course, this comes on the heels of Premier Tim Houston's directive to RCMP to crack down on illegal dispensaries in the province, or should I say what they call illegal dispensaries. Of course, for those who've been following our coverage, they know that this is controversial because it brings into question the rights of Indigenous groups, specifically treaty rights and self-governance. I'm joined right now by former National Chief Delbert Riley, who helped form the Assembly of First Nations. He's also with the Micmac Rights Association itself. Del, thank you so much for joining me. My first question for you is just why was it so important to hold this meeting here tonight?
Well, it's actually, this is just one of many meetings we're holding. And what we're really trying to do is get across a better understanding to our own Micmac Nation of exactly what their rights are and what they mean. And I can do that. So I also put 4 sections in the Canadian Constitution which protect Aboriginal treaty rights. And they asked me to come out and assist them in the court cases, which of course I'm doing, and we're doing very well at that.
Right, and of course there were 2 special guests invited to this meeting tonight: the Superintendent of Southwest Nova RCMP, Jason Popick, and the Justice Minister himself, Scott Armstrong, neither of which are in attendance. What does that say to you?
Well, they're conducting racial profiling exercises that are completely illegal, and they are violating their fiduciary obligation. They had these rights from the 9124, the former I guess Constitution Act, from 1867, and it's a trust obligation on their part. So today it's characterized by the Supreme Court as a fiduciary obligation. And both the fisheries and RCMP have this trust obligation, this fiduciary obligation to the First Nations, as well as their sister organization, Indian Affairs.
And so you're saying they're not upholding that obligation. Obviously, you're not able to have that roundtable discussion that perhaps you wanted going into tonight. But what do you hope the outcome is from this meeting this evening?
Well, what I teach the First Nations people here is that they have the absolute title to the land and the resources here. And at some point, the province, the federal government is going to have to speak for the province because they are only a minor player here. The Micmac Nation is way above them. So Micmac Nation and the federal government will have to discuss those issues on behalf of the province, but they can sit in the background someplace. But at some point, they're going to have to come out and sit down and talk.
Have those conversations. Well, although those conversations won't get to happen tonight, I'm sure there's going to be a very meaningful discussion at this meeting, and we'll have a lot to wrap up for the folks at 11. Sky.
Thank you, Ella.